What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another Fate video. My name is Xeus. This is going to be my Fate Grand Order Babylonia episode 12 review. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you for watching, and let's get right into the video. This is a little confusing because it's like the first episode of the new season, but it's the 12th episode at the same time. Confusing. We're about to get into it as we waited for a nice little while. It seemed like the break took forever, but we're finally back. We finally get to see what happened to Gilgamesh. For all those people who don't play the mobile game and stuff like that, like, it looks like my boy ran into a bit of a problem, so we're gonna go through and explain what happened, right? So the episode starts off with basically he's sitting there talking with Sayuri, right? Siduri, right? And he's basically telling her, like, he was showing her like the blueprints for this sculpture, and he was talking about being an architect. It was really funny because you could tell he was just feeling himself. This is prized work right here. Gilgamesh is so funny, right? And next thing you know, he starts talking about how he shouldn't have worked himself that hard, and you could just tell that Gilgamesh is really with putting all that work into it, but his body was not agreeing with what his mind was saying, so he went to sleep, right? And as he was going to sleep, he died in his sleep. That's crazy, right? I'm like, I think episode 11 I seen, and I'm like, yeah, so maybe this fight has something to do with the reason why he died, right? And it's definitely not. It's something I definitely did not think of, because I just now started playing the game a little bit, so I know a little bit, but not that much. And this came out of the blue for me. So obviously, Irisgale is part of the reason why, but I'm gonna explain a little bit more in the future, but we need to explain a little bit more of the story. So we pick up where we left off last episode there, and basically Siduri is basically telling everybody it's over. It's like he died in his sleep. Somehow he's eternally slumbering, and we don't know why, right? And nobody could come up or even fathom the reason why he is dead. They don't understand why, right? And so they come to this conclusion that because Ishtar was summoned, Irisgale was summoned too at the same time. They're like two sides of the same coin. The words that he used in the episode. And yeah, that's crazy. I definitely didn't know that. So they're like the same being, right? I'm a little bit confused about that, but supposedly they're supposed to be the same being. I don't know, but because it's crazy, because she explained the situation while they're talking about it. So that means that she was able to use this body that I'm using now, right? And so do they like take turns with the body? And that explains a couple times last season why Ritsuka kept seeing Irisgale instead of Ishtar, right? So that kind of clears that up. But basically, around about the time when they left, before this episode came out, supposedly a whole bunch of the people in the village started dying, right? And she is behind it. I forgot what they said specifically, but she was all over it. That's all I know. They said the stench of her, some death, something like that. They know it was her though. And basically, I don't know if it was a spell. I don't want to just go out of context, but basically it targeted Gilgamesh because he worked himself to death. Basically, he was so tired, and I guess the spell takes advantage of the weak and stuff like that, and he was included. So he ends up being dead, and basically they're gonna have to journey to the underworld to figure out what's going on. And you could just see that Ishtar the whole time, if you pay attention to her face and how she's just acting about the situation. She really doesn't want to go. But this is actually a funny adventure, because when they get there, it's going to be a lot to discuss and talk about, right? So basically, we see the way that Ritsuka entered the underworld isn't how he did it this time. I don't know how he just stumbled across it last time, but this time Ishtar had to use mana and she was saying some crazy stuff, isosceles and everything. She was just like going really in depth with it, and I didn't even know they take it that far, right? But basically, she opens the path to the underworld, and she's been here before. This is why she knows her way around, and they sort of play with the situation until she just comes out and tells them exactly what's going on, because where she was when they first went to recruit her on her team, because in real life she had took that place over in real life. I guess she was feeling herself, and so she felt like she can go in the underworld and she could take over the underworld. And yeah, we all know this did not go her way. So supposedly it's like these 7 gates, and they strip her of her divinity and all of that stuff, all from the first time that she ever went down there. And like, just to be totally honest, she probably should have never went in the first place. But I digress, right? So basically, they getting asked these questions, and I'm pretty sure it's just like Irish Gale asking them questions. I really think it is, and she's being like really childish about it. And she's like, so who do you think is prettier? And I guess Ritsuka doesn't want to make Ishtar mad, so he says her, and it's funny because she starts bragging, right? And she takes a couple steps forward and thinking that that's the answer, which clearly it is not, right? And she gets struck by lightning. Like, that's crazy, right? She gets struck by lightning out of the blue. Can I just say, Ishtar is hilarious. Like, when she really wants to be, she's hilarious, right? So she gets struck by lightning. Long story short, they basically are going through these 7 gates, and they have to answer all these questions, and they eventually run across Gilgamesh. And it's funny because even though he's dead and he's in this really tight situation, he is not paying any of this any attention at all, right? He just thinks it's really funny that Ishtar is so small, right? He just walks up, he picks her up off Foe, I think, Foe, however you say his name, but it was funny, and he's basically laughing at the top of his lungs, and he's literally a dead person right now. He's literally a dead person, but and he knows kind of what was going on, and you can hear him like, yeah, I accidentally died in my sleep. It's just like crazy for him to be saying that, right? But they give him the rundown, and he's actually happy to see him, but he still has business, because without Irishgel's permission, he can't leave the underworld. So he's still trapped there, even though the way of him getting there was kind of like shisty. I'm not gonna lie, I'd have been kind of mad if I was him. But so they deal with it, right? And basically they go and start to explain, like, if Ishtar is the god who had everything and stuff like that, Irishgel is a god that didn't want anything. So like opposites, right? But they're the same being, but they're opposites. It's so confusing, but it's cool though. I think it's really cool. You'll hear no problems from me. So basically they walk up, and I think Gilgamesh is saying something along the lines of, it's nothing gorgeous here. He's telling them that basically, they were like, the underworld just looks like a wasteland. And he's like, of course. That's what the underworld is. And he's like, it's nothing gorgeous here. And he's like, right? And he was talking to Irishgel. She was like, she could hear it all, obviously, because she could hear them where they were at when they first fell inside. She was on top of them the whole time. I think she could just hear what's going on, right? But basically they're about to confront her. I don't know if they're gonna fight her or what's going on, but that remains to be seen next week, right? And basically the skeleton erupts. I thought that was cool, like the red skeleton and stuff. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. But yeah, basically the episode's ends right there, and like I said before, we just gonna have to see next week, right? But anyway, this is the end of the video. This is gonna be my Fate Grand Order Babylonia episode 12 review. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next video.